In today's video, I am going to show you how I painted this beautiful birthday card with a little cake and some flowers using watercolors. So if you like this video, if you learned anything from it, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to stay up to date in all my content. So before I start painting, I like to get my materials ready. So I am going to get my paints ready first. I am using an opera pink, a purple, and a cadmium yellow mostly. So I also of course have my clean water and my brushes. I am using a flat brush, a filbert brush, a detail brush, a pencil. I'm using a mechanical pencil and an eraser. Now I bought these cards. They are watercolor cards. They come in blank and they come in with their own envelopes. I got those on Amazon, and you can find a link to all the materials in the description below. So now I practice my painting before the tutorial, and I am using these very beautiful pastel colors. So before I start most of my paintings, I like to use a color book or a color reference book like this one, where it has a whole bunch of color combinations depending if it's like neutral tones or more vivid tones, more neutral tones, and it gives me an idea of the color combinations that go really well together. So for today's tutorial, I am using a little bit of pink with a little bit of purple, and to kind of tie it all in, I am using a little bit of brown. So now to start the actual card, I am sort of blocking out my cake space. So the space where my cake is going to live as a general kind of space layout to make sure that my shape is on center and aligned to the card. So now I am going to start with my yellow. So I am using a very light value of yellow, and with my flat brush I am using the first layer as a very light yellow. Now in order to create the gradient, I am going to start adding more colors to this. So this one is very watered down because I want to keep into the pastel kind of tones to it, and water just makes watercolor very light. So I am going to go ahead and start adding a little bit of pink to my yellow. So just a dab of pink on my yellow makes a really beautiful peachy color. So again, with a lot of water, it makes it a pastel kind of tone to it. Now as I move forward, I start adding just pure pink. So the opera pink at this point on the third layer of the cake is just pink, no more yellow. Now on the next layer, I am going to start adding a little bit of purple. So I am dousing my brush into the pink with a tiny little bit of purple. So this way I start creating a gradient look to my cake. Alright, so now I am finishing up with the very last layer, which is just pure purple. So this ends the cake layer of the card. Basically, this kind of looks like a cake, but in order to like really make it look like a cake, I am going to add a base on it, because right now it just looks kind of like layers of paint, but to make it look like a cake, it needs to sit on something. So I am putting the base of the cake with a brown color, because if you guys remember from the beginning of the tutorial in the book of color that I had, it showed that a very nice complement to these pink tones is a brown color. So a mixture of orange and purple and blue will give you an orange. So you can do a base like a square or a little circle like this, and this will really make it look like a cake that is sitting on something. Now moving on to the floral part of the cake, sort of like the cake decoration, I am going to use my filbert brush, and I am going to fill it with my yellow color and a little dab of pink. So again, this combination makes a really nice peach color to the flowers. So to keep it in the same kind of context of colors, the same tonality, I am using the same yellow, pink, purple, and I am going to add a little bit of blue for the leaves. So it's just a very kind of organic approach to the flowers, just a few petals here and there, and just create different shapes like a rose, maybe like this one, and just create different shapes of flowers. Now for the detail of the leaves, I am switching to a detail brush. So this could be like a number 2 round brush, and I am doing my leaves with a mixture of cadmium yellow and indigo. So it creates a very deep green with hues of blue. So it creates a really nice contrast. Now to add a little bit of depth to the flowers and so they don't look super flat, I like to add a little bit of purple and as a shadow color to the orange or peach color of the flower. It looks really well put together. Of course, with the marker, I am just adding the letters saying happy birthday, but you can, of course, go ahead and personalize it like happy birthday sister or happy birthday mom or something like that. I feel like it would look really, really cute. Of course, now this very last detail is optional, but I really think that the card comes like it pops, it gives it, like a very festive kind of feel and vibe to it when you add like these little sparkles or splashes of paint. So I'm just grabbing a brush and another one or like a pen or whatever to like splash the color onto the page. Now, just as a very final detail, I like to add a very high contrasty color as the shadow, as the main shadow. And these are just the last details. So if you guys enjoy the tutorial, don't forget to give it a like and don't forget to subscribe to stay up to date in the content that I upload every week, ideally Saturdays. So thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.